Word on the street says marketing is all about flashy ads and witty copy, or that marketing is all about sales. In this video, we're going to expose that marketing isn't what you think it is, and we'll explore what marketing actually is. Welcome to Marketing Sprints with Michelle. I'm Michelle, and I help small, medium businesses and aspiring marketers master marketing one sprint at a time. So what actually is marketing? Is marketing a TikTok? Is it a banner ad? Is it your website? Let's start with this. Marketing is a business function, just like other business functions that a company has within their corporate structure. Think of other business functions such as IT, HR, finance, or sales. Now, all of these business functions need to work together or collaborate to help the business achieve its intended outcomes, its vision, and its goals. So commonly, these different business functions have their own departments. Now, if you're a small, medium business, or if you head up a small team, you might not have a distinct, separate marketing function or marketing department, yet you still need marketing. Now, also, marketing is often confused with sales. But remember, marketing is not sales. Now, when we look at the organization of a business and its structure, we have to understand that a business as an overall needs a business plan. And the business will plan according to whatever long-term vision and goals it wants to set. It also needs to understand the marketplace, the consumer marketplace, its competition and industry. It needs to understand basically the landscape in which it needs to operate to win or to achieve its goals. So similarly, the marketing function also needs a plan. Commonly, the marketing function or department will have an annual plan. And that marketing plan also needs to define goals. But these goals are those that the marketing function, based on its competencies and its skills, can actually achieve in support of the business's overall goals. That marketing plan also needs to determine the set of customers that it wants to pursue and sell into. We call this market segmentation. But even more so, the marketing plan needs to identify its competitors' offerings and define what makes its offerings unique, distinct, and more beneficial. We call those defining the unique sales propositions, commonly referred to as USPs. Now, once the marketing plan identifies the customer markets, the competition, the types of offerings it has, it then defines those particular offerings using the 4 P's of marketing, that being product, price, place, and promotion. So which products or services is it going to offer? At what price point? Which places is it going to offer them? And what promotions are they going to be using? Now, commonly a marketing plan looks at kind of a 1-year horizon. And in order to execute on that plan, the marketing function needs to implement several marketing campaigns. Now, similarly to the marketing plan, your marketing campaigns also need a plan. And a campaign plan would also include certain goals and objectives, mostly near-term, short-term objectives. And the marketing campaign plan needs to identify what particular audience or target audience they're going to appeal to, and what specific strategies, tactics, or actions they're going to undertake in order to achieve those campaign objectives. Today's modern marketing functions typically are comprised of several principles, one of those being customer centricity. Today, marketers need to be customer-centric. What that means is that every step we take, every decision we make, needs to be led by the customer, having the customer in mind. And that's why it's so important that every marketing plan really understands who is the customer. Also, modern marketing functions today are very much driven by data. Being data-driven implies that most of the interactions, conversions, and connections we have with our customers today happen online in these digital platforms, whether it's your website, your mobile app, your social media, Google search. The power of these digital platforms is that They collect lots and lots of data. So we can actually tap into this data to understand what's working, what's not working, to gain insights into how we can make better decisions. Today's marketing function is also very goal-oriented. Every step we take within our marketing function, within our marketing process, needs to be directed to a specific, defined, written goal or objective to make sure that what we're doing is towards very specific outcomes. And finally, today's marketing function is very much agile and iterative. Things change. The process is not at all static. We need to constantly monitor and adapt to changes in consumer behaviors or patterns, emerging trends in technology, or changes in our industry or competitive landscape. That's right. Marketing is not only a function, but it's also a process. As Philip Kotler defines, marketing is the process by which an organization relates creatively, productively, and profitably to the marketplace. Now, as a process, it has a start, a middle, you can pause it, but it never ends, for it is a process. And in particular, the marketing process results in profitability. Now, unless, of course, you're working for a not-for-profit organization, yet you still need marketing. So let's explore the marketing process. You can break it down into 6 stages, those being research, goal setting, strategy, execution, measurement, and optimization. During the research and analysis stage, this is where we need to collect a lot of data and information to truly understand our consumer marketplace, to truly understand our customers, to understand our competitors and the industry that we work within. You want to identify through this research any marketing gaps in demand or any potential opportunities in the marketplace. You want to spend time truly understanding your customer audiences. You also want to understand your competition in this view, because this is where you're going to start to craft out what makes your product or service offerings unique, distinct, and better than your competition. In marketing, we generally conduct a SWOT analysis. That's a simple analytical framework that looks at our own strengths and weaknesses. It looks at our competitors' strengths and weaknesses, and it also looks at the marketplace and other external factors to identifying opportunities and threats. That's why it's called SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Here's an example. A cosmetics brand uses sentiment analysis to identify customer complaints about its competitors' products. During that analysis, it might find that their competitors' products lack durability. And so this cosmetics brand may position their products as being long-lasting and durable. During the goal-setting phase of the marketing process, you want to set clear, measurable, written, specific goals and objectives. We want to make sure that everything that we undertake has specific outcomes in mind. Now, here again, it's important that your marketing goals align and support your business goals, making sure that your marketing goals support the overall business with their revenue targets or their market share targets. You also want to break down the longer-term goals into shorter-term, near-term objectives, ones that you can take specific actions against to achieve them. Now, it's also best to define and write your goals and objectives using what we call the SMART framework. That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Here's an example of a SMART objective for a mobile app development company. They aim to increase email signups by 20% in the next quarter using targeted lead magnets and automated email follow-ups. As you can see, it's very specific and measurable. Now, with your analysis complete and your goals being set, it's time to define your strategy, or how are you going to play to win? And your strategic plan encompasses a number of important elements. First of all, who are the customers you're going to attract and interact with? For this purpose, we use market segmentation. We define separate target markets or subgroups of customers based on different geography, demographics, psychographics of preferences, and behaviors. Within our strategy, we want to define which of those target markets we're going to interact with, and hopefully those target markets we're going to choose are those that we can have most success and where we can drive most profitability. Basically, we don't market to everybody everywhere, or we do not do mass marketing. We do target marketing, and that's a key part of our strategy. Now, another key part of our strategy is defining what are the set of unique values or unique value propositions that we can deliver to those target markets. Our value propositions really describe the reason why our customers would buy from us. And another key part of our strategy is defining the correct or right channels. Where are we going to be able to find and interact with these target markets? We want to be at the right place at the right time, whether it's through Google search or Instagram, email. We need to understand where are our customers spending time, and those are the right places we also need to be to interact with those customers. Let's look at an example. Let's say you're a sneaker brand and you're targeting Gen Z. You might create an Instagram campaign with influencer partnerships while running Google ads, optimized for specific keywords such as trendy summer sneaker brands. Now with your strategy defined, it's time to implement your strategy by executing marketing campaigns that engage with your audience and drive them towards your goals. Now, campaign management involves many things, including content creation and promotion, writing clear action-oriented calls to actions, and using analytics to monitor your campaign results and to improve those campaign results as your campaigns are ongoing. Let's take another example here. An e-commerce store runs a holiday sales campaign featuring email newsletters, Instagram ads, and ad retargeting campaigns, all optimized with AI-generated product descriptions and landing pages that convert. Now that your campaign is being executed, you want to measure and evaluate the success of those campaigns. In particular, you want to compare your campaign results to date against your SMART goals and objectives. You also want to use analytical tools such as Google Analytics to track key metrics to know how well you're performing or where you're underperforming. The key here is to also identify areas for improvement. It's also valuable at this stage to even get customer feedback, whether that's through monitoring social media comments, reviews, or customer feedback through surveying. Let's take a look at another example here. Let's say a content marketer reviews its email campaign metrics and discovers that emails with subject lines mentioning discounts achieve a 50% higher open rate, prompting a shift in strategy. And finally, the last phase of the marketing process is optimization. And this is really one of the beautiful things of modern marketing, is that you have an opportunity to continually improve your results and your efficacy. Now here, you want to see which campaigns were effective, and you'd want to scale those well-performing campaigns. There's also a great opportunity to test new ideas, measure them, and bring them into your strategy, those that are successful. And here, it's really important to be agile and iterative. Things change constantly, whether it's new trends, competitive offerings, market or economic conditions, consumer preferences and behaviors. So you need to make changes and be able to adapt those changes quite quickly. And with an agile framework and mindset, you'll be able to iterate and continually improve your performance. For example, a restaurant chain discovered that its behind-the-scenes video performed really well on TikTok and decided to then expand that approach to Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. All right, so we've covered quite a bit of ground in this first of many marketing sprints to follow. So what actually is marketing? In the video, you learned that marketing is a function, similar to other functions such as sales, finance, and IT. You also learned that marketing is a process. And as a process, it starts, it may pause, but it never ends. And finally, you learned the 6 stages of the marketing process. So let me ask you now, what is marketing? Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video or found it helpful, give it a thumbs up or share it with a friend and colleague. Click to subscribe and click the notification bell if you want to see all the upcoming videos from the channel.